Earlier, I had a good time growing up. Like, I grew up watching cartoons. I liked cartoons. You guys liked cartoons when you were kids? Some of you are like, kids? What do you mean? I watch them today. That's fine. You know, I grew up, I liked Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was one of my favorite shows. Yeah, you guys like Scooby-Doo? I don't know if you've seen it as an adult, but it's an entirely different show than I remember. I just now realized what it's really about. Scooby-Doo is a show that shows you how far white people will go to snitch. They're going through extreme lengths. They're solving mysteries nobody's paying them to solve. You're just tattletaling at 2 in the morning. Go to bed. You got a bio exam tomorrow or something. What do you... Guys, look. I'm from Detroit. Scooby-Doo would never work in Detroit. Jinkies, I know who robbed the liquor store. Bam, now you're dead, bitch. You understand? Watch the news the next day, like 5 Caucasians were found dead outside of a green van. The body found next to a Great Dane. I'm glad that you guys like that joke. I can see, you know, how cultured white people are by how much you laugh at that joke, because there's a big section of white people that have never even heard of the stereotype that we are a bunch of tattletales. And sometimes those same people also don't believe in white privilege, which, I mean, that seems like a pretty cool bonus. No other race exists, in the United States at least, that's not completely aware of the negative stereotypes they've been reminded. You're not going to have a conversation with a black dude after the show and it ends with him saying, "Hold on, white people have been saying what about us? How long has that been going on?" Some of you were like, "He was just a good boy talking about book bags and he had to bring race into it. I didn't pay for this." Oh man, I like hanging out with my friends. I like drinking. You guys drinking tonight? Yeah, we get it. I believe you. Yeah. They were really trying to prove a point here. Congratulations on your drinking. I'm proud of you. I like to drink, as you guys like to drink, which we all just heard. And if you're drinking with a big group of friends sometimes, you know, a whole bunch of guys, a whole bunch of girls. In my group of friends, there's always one person who wants to take a picture of all of us. You know, and that's fine. I have fun taking pictures. Why? Because I get along with my friends, and I'm not embarrassed to be in public with them. Right? Some people, there's always that one person who complains about it, and they say the same thing every time. "Oh my God, don't take my picture. I don't look good in pictures. I don't know what it is. I just don't look good in pictures." No, you're ugly. I'm sorry to be the one to explain it to you. Let me tell you how a picture works, okay? You see, a picture is an exact replica of what you look like. I don't look good in pictures, and you don't look good in real life. A picture says 1,000 words, and ugly is every one of them, let me tell you. I'm joking, kinda. Myself, I'm not married. I do have a girlfriend though, and recently we went house sitting, which is a lot of fun. You guys familiar with house sitting? Some of you guys are. For those of you not familiar, I'll explain it. You see, house sitting is when someone pays you to have sex on everything they own. No idea why they pay you, really. My friend's like, "I'll give you $50, watch my house." I'm like, "Do you own a black light?" He's like, "No, I'll do it." Shout out to everybody concerned about your babysitters. Text them a half an hour before you leave. That's what I recommend. I like music, you know. I like listening to different music, just to give it a shot. Some things I think I'll hate before I just try to stay well-rounded. Like, I've learned that if you listen to heavy metal music backwards, you hear the devil. And here's another one. If you listen to country music backwards, you hear racism. I'm joking. You can just play it forward. Rednecks aren't that subtle. All right. Oh, man. Speaking of rednecks, there are a lot of white people in my family, and look to your neighbors, see if they know what sarcasm is. In all honesty, some things are more serious. Like, I was really upset the other day. I read an article that really upset me. Apparently, this is a real thing. I didn't know it was real. There's a camp that exists where if you're an awful parent, but you just happen to have a child who's gay, you can send your kid to this camp hoping they pray the gay away. Which is as insane for as many reasons as you guys collectively got uncomfortable as shit. I believe in karma. Anybody else believe in karma? Some of you guys believe in karma? So think about it from start to finish. What would really happen in these scenarios? There's a homophobic counselor. He thinks he's getting all these gay kids together so he can tell them that he thinks what they're doing is wrong. But what he's also doing, he's getting all these gay kids together. You're not even good at being homophobic. Like, if you hate gay people so much, why would you get them together for a week to mingle? You know what I mean? Like there's at least one kid leaving that camp like, whatever, homophobes, thanks for introducing me to my partner, Billy. Thanks. If it wasn't for gay camp, I wouldn't know what a boy tasted like. Thank you. If you moaned at the end of that joke, that was, sorry, but that was the wrong response. We were going for laughter. But, and this is why, look, you can't, in the beginning of that joke, you can't support gay rights and then get uncomfortable when it gets sexual, right? Sorry, that's not how it works. If you want to support another group of people in this country other than yourself, you can't just look at their life and cherry pick which parts of their life that you think are okay. Like, you don't get to... Like, you're not allowed to go to the voting booth and be like, all right, I'm pro-gay marriage, but no butt stuff. I think you got some reading to do, buddy. It's going to be a little different than you anticipated. I don't want you guys to get uncomfortable, but real quick before I get out of here, we got to talk about the N-word. And I said let's talk about it, by the way. Some of you guys were like, I liked him up until this point. This is really... Be careful, buddy. No, I was arguing with a stranger on Facebook the other day because I don't use my time wisely. And I don't. I'm really bad at it. And he asked the question we've heard too many times, how come white people can't say the N-word? And you know what? I used to have patience when I answered stupid questions. But I found out throughout the years, I shorten my answer every time I answer that stupid question. So now this is my only response I'll ever give. I don't know, black people ask us not to. Tell me why that's not a good enough reason. Nobody uses that one. Or like, well, technically the definition is shut up. What is... But no, he kept on digging the racist hole, believe it or not. The next thing he said is that he thinks he's better than black people because black people say the N-word and white people don't. Right? Doesn't that just blow everybody's brains for a second? I didn't know how to respond until I figured out something. I'm like, all right, well, if you're just going to bring up stereotypes, you know what? I don't think white people want to be judged as an entire race because it's something you don't, somebody else doesn't understand. Like for example, I had to break it down to him. I'm like, you know what? It is true black people say the N-word, but you know what they don't do? They don't curse when they're talking to their mothers. The black people in here are agreeing with me. And the white people are looking at me like, what do you mean you can't call your mother a bitch? What if she's acting like